Hi guys, Mike here from RevoSlot. So today we're just going to do a review on this new RevoSlot Datsun 510. It's this one. So it's just going to open it up. Now I have already been inside this one, so as usual, get a good sturdy box, plastics case and stops to protect the cars. Now I have unscrewed this from the board, but this is normally all screwed down to this board, so I've unscrewed that from there as well. So this is the car we are going to review. So we'll have a little bit closer look at that in a second. We're just going to go through what else is in the box. So we have a magnet, a deeper guide. So these deeper guides are great for the timber tracks, so we always change over to the ones for the timber tracks. We've got that in the box. A couple of nice Revo stickers there that will come with it. What's in the bag? Oh, we have got how good's that coming out in the camera? I think that's better. A couple of windscreen wipers and some little side mirrors there as well. Okay. So yes, the mirrors are not fitted, the wipers are not fitted, but they're in the box. Those are the guys that race them. The first things we lose anyway. So personal choice if you fit them. And as always with Revo, which is awesome, is the flyer comes with it. That's showing a couple of the different models as well that have come out in the Datsun 510s. So inside, your parts list for everything you need, all your wheels, gears, everything, so all the right part numbers for anything you need for this car. So keep hold of that, and when you're ordering, you will always get the right one. Just with the motor there, RS211, that needs to be confirmed because the motors come with a pinion, and I'm pretty sure the RS211, I need to confirm that, is the pinion for the other RevoSlots, not for this one. I'll check that. In fact, I might be able to check that now. Let me just double check it for you. Good old phone. Let's get to my website and we'll have a quick check. I could be getting that wrong, but something in the top of my head there is saying RS211. RS211. No. RS211 standard. RS211. Yeah, so it should be RS211B. So keep that in mind, guys. If you're ordering a motor, RS211B is for your Group 2s. So sorry, guys at Revo, but I want to pick little mistakes out. But that's pretty important when you're ordering motors because Revo are brilliant and they send their motors with the pinions and everything on them and wires and everything ready. But we need to have the right pinions. So I'm pretty sure it should be the RS21B, looking at that pinion on there. So anyway, we're divulging there. So here we go on the back. You've got all the different parts as well that you can have. So on here, your hard lowered tires, different compounds of rear tires, your different floating nuts there, the brass nuts for the floating are all there and there as well. Obviously a list of your screws there. A few choices of gears there with the 24, 25, 26 or 27 tooth. 8 or 10 tooth pinions as well can have there. And then also your rubber body mounting posts as well. So a few spare parts there on the back, so definitely keep a check on that as well. All right, let's get to the fun bit, and that is the car. Now, as always, absolute beautiful detail on the car. Now, one thing that stunned me, you probably won't get this on the camera. Um, on the front grille here it's actually written and says Datsun, and it's not just a sticker; it's like actual part of the grille. How on earth they've done that so small and still clear that you can actually read it saying Datsun? That is absolutely amazing. That's probably one of the most amazing bits of it's not even printing molding that I've seen. And the fineness, it's just the detail on that front grille is ridiculous. I know you're not going to see it on these cameras. You can sort of see where the Datsun word is. I can't get my cameras clear enough to even show that, but that is absolutely amazing. Okay, so some great livery on this as well. Giving you a bit of a look around the car. Loving the fuel. It's up there. How awesome is that? Just driver inside there. Again, just all brilliant detail. It's an immaculate looking car. Okay, there's no questions that it looks awesome. So, okay, metal chassis as always with the Revos, which is great. This has got the standard shallow guiding. That's nice and returning back to center perfectly. So 21,000 RPM motor. Okay, so fairly small wheels on these Group 2s. That one there's spinning nicely. That one not quite spinning as much. Yeah, so I'd probably look at that, see whether it's a bit binding slightly on the body there by the feel of that. Well, that might just be a case of loosening off these screws a little bit, and yeah, I might be just binding very gently on there. So as always, with anything I'm doing, if I'm running a car and racing a car, I'd be truing these tires anyway. By the time I've trued them, that's not going to be touching. So independent front axles on that, and on the rear, yep, that feels pretty good. It doesn't feel like it's binding anywhere there. Mesh is probably a little bit tight for me. I like to have a little bit of play in that mesh, and I can't see that, so I would be loosening off the motor slightly and giving myself a tiny bit more mesh. That's one thing I'd look at. Let's get inside the car and have a look. Let's just loosen these screws off a bit. That open. You're gonna let it open me? Yeah. Okay. The body itself inside. So you'll see they've got the red and the black on the body spaces on there. So that's these are the ones that are available. You can adjust to lift the body. So if it is binding a little bit, you can actually just change these over to a different one if you like. So put the a different size on here. So if we look back at your sheet there, you should be able to tell you there. Where are they? Body post. So the rubber covers for the body post. Blue is 0.5 mil. Then the black is 1 mil. 1.5 for the white and 2 mil for the red. So you got your black ones there at the front. I said that was binding just tiny little bit. You could actually change that to the white ones and give you a bit more space. But as I say, once you've trued them tires, I reckon they'll be fine. So that's the interior of the body. Quite light. I noticed this, the actual interior there is quite thin the material on it, so it's keeping the body nice and light, not giving it too much top weight, which is good. Over to the chassis. It's got the independent front wheels. Pretty good there. There's not a lot of slop. You get some that have got quite a bit of slop left and right on here. They're pretty good. So yeah, happy with them. They've changed the nut on the front of there that's holding the guide in. It's a different one, and that's quite nice and neat. This is your body float here. So the 4 nuts here that give you your body float. So that is the float between the 2-piece chassis that it's coming with. So by changing them, changing the amount of float we're getting in this chassis. So again, different ones there. You've got your 1 mil, 2 mil, 2 mil, 2.5 mil, and 3 mil. So that's the difference you can have in these ones that are fitted. So motor's mounted nice and secure. You got the back mount there holding the back of the motor, and the front one there on the front, which is your, and you're getting your gear mesh there. So loosen this one off and then a little bit. We'll change that gear mesh just slightly. And that feels good. I don't know whether I've got a spanner here to loosen that mesh just slightly. I don't think I've got the right one up here with me. I'll do that later. But all in all, I can't see any issues then. Them tyres definitely need a bit of a true on the back as well. But I do not mean that's nothing new for any other car. There's no car I will put on the track and try and race without truing the tyres. It's just, just something you really got to do. You can't mould a perfectly round tyre. So I'm just going to put this back in. I'm going to put it from that side in. So that's pretty much what it looks like. So I guess the next stage is having a look what it looks like on the track. So I'm going to do that next. I will stop this video here, set up down on our tracks, and give it a run. A very good looking Datsun. How awesome is that? I still can't get over that print on the front. That is just amazing, that front grille. It's got to be one of the best front grilles I've seen, that. That is brilliant. All right, so let's get it on the track and let's see what it goes like. I will be back with you shortly. Thanks, guys. Hi guys, so we're back to do a review on this Datsun 510. So we're going to get this on the track now and see how it goes. So we'll see the good, the bad and the ugly and see how it goes. Beautiful looking car, but let's see how it goes on the track. Okay. So, let's put it on the start line, I guess. Alright, so I'm using my True Speed Apex. So, you definitely hear the tyres where it's slightly need truing, as we mentioned. It's actually holding better than I expected, to be honest. So just taking it easy. Fairly quick down the straights, it's quite nice actually. It's actually holding better than I expected. So it's not had work done. That's what we're on. My eyesight's terrible, guys. So 9.8 there on at the moment. We've definitely got to do better than that, but let's see. So that's holding pretty steady as you're watching it down the straights and that as well. It's not vibrating as much as I thought it would do because with the tyres needing truing. But well, that actually looks quite nice. Gears sound a little bit noisier than I'd like, and that's all stuff that I would expect from any car out of the box. But doesn't it look good? These cars are awesome, these little Group 2s. Probably a bit hard to see white car on a white track. It's probably not the best, but I need to do reviews on dark cars. No, so that's handling the corners pretty good. It's not tipping much, but that's nice. It's tail's coming out a little bit around the centres there, but it's not tipping. What are we at now? 9.2s. Oh, yeah, I lost it then. So all in all, this is actually quite nice on the track. It's a little bit slower than what I've expected. Just gonna pull up, have a look. So it's a little bit slower than what I would normally expect. I think that front wheel's pretty good. It's not bad actually. This can feel a bit, when I'm pushing down, I can feel some pressure of binding. So probably as it's going around the corners and they're getting weight on one wheel, not so much that way. We might be, yeah, that back wheel as it's leaning that way is definitely showing a bit of binding there. So yeah, I think that wheel is binding slightly. So as we're turning, we're putting pressure on this side of the wheel. Don't know how much you can see this on the camera. We're getting a little bit of binding, which is probably slowing it down just slightly. But as I say, we'll true these tyres up, and I think that that could fix that. Yeah, I'd probably be tempted to come in slightly. I don't like coming in too much on the wheel widths. But if you take the wheel widths in a bit, there you can see you'd come inside them guides that wheel guards that little bit more. And again, stop that binding. But I think we'll probably get that just on the tyres. Yeah, so true them tyres up, and I reckon we'll get another half second out of this thing. That's what we're on now, 9.2s. We'll give it a bit more of a push, and then I might go and do a little bit of work on the tyres, and come back if we can get some, see if we can get some better laps, just to give you guys an idea of what these cars can do, because they're great little cars. You know, we race these Group 2s quite often. Obviously they'll be back in the Revo Championships again this year, which is in July, so tickets are going pretty good for the sales of them. So any guys that have not got them, get in there and get your tickets. We've got guys from most states coming down again, all around Australia, which is absolutely awesome. I know I had the guy from the local motel in the other day, and he was happy that people are all booking in. Alright, so I'm not really getting past this 9.2. So I'm going to do a bit of work on these tyres. So 9.2s, 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 yeah, so I'm going to go and do a bit of work on these tyres, and I'm going to come back and do a little bit more. So I'm going to just go and true these tyres up a little bit and see if I can just get away from some of this binding that's happening. And we're going to put it back on the track and see if we can increase those times a little bit. Okay, so we're going to try this again. So I took a little bit off, just off the tyres, and just adjusted the screws a bit I didn't do anything with the front, I just adjusted the screws to lighten them up a bit. So I'm just going to try it again. So all I've done is basically spent 2 minutes just adjusting them screws a bit, the tension on them, and took a little bit off just the edge of the tyre. So still 9.2s, but even better. Yeah, right, so it's getting better now. So we are getting some better speeds just from basically 2 minutes work on the tyres. They're nowhere near trued up properly. Well, they were just binding that bit, so I just took the edge off them. So it's definitely changed the speed of the car. So I'm into the 8s now, so you know what I mean, I've gained half a second just from a little tiny bit of work on the tyres. And as I said, I didn't true them properly. I basically spent 2 minutes on them. What makes a difference to the car. So, you know, spending a bit of time getting these tyres just perfect. Yep, and I'm off. It's going to definitely improve it. So we gained nearly, well, we gained 0.4 of a second there, just from doing a little bit of work on the tyres. Just to basically take the edges off where they were binding a bit. So I just loosened those front screws off a little bit. Let's took them off, and I took a little bit of edge off just the corner of the tyres. I didn't true them, I just took a little bit of edge off the corners of them, just to round them a little bit there, just to stop them binding. But I reckon if we get them tyres trued up, we're definitely going to get some improvements there. If I can gain 0.4 just from 2 minutes work, taking a little bit of a edge off there with the file and adjusting the screws, I haven't even trued the front ones, we're definitely going to get more improvements on that car. I'm actually loving that car. It's quite nice. It's nice to drive. For a straight out of the box, that's pretty good. When these first came out, the Group 2s, they were a little bit, they weren't quite right when they first came out. I think there were gear issues and stuff, and the handling didn't seem right. But Revo definitely done some work on these cars. The body is definitely lighter than the first ones that came out, and I think that's helping because they don't seem to be as top heavy as the very first ones, Group 2s that came out. So I think they've done a bit of work there on that interior and lightened that up a bit, which has taken quite a bit of weight out of the body. So all in all, pretty good car. I'm going to do a few close-up videos for you guys as well to add to this. But all in all, I'm happy with that. Definitely been some improvements on the cars. Feels lighter to me. I haven't actually had it on the scales, but the way it's going around the track, it seems less top heavy than they used to be, and I'm pretty sure that interior is a lighter weight than the original ones. So there we go. That is the Datsun 510 Group 2 from Revo, and I'm hoping we'll see some of these in the championships this year because they do look awesome on the track. And again, if you can, get a close-up and then look at these front grills because that's amazing. I'll get you some good pictures, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Any questions, give us a shout anytime and we'll always try and help you out. Thanks again. Thanks to RevoSlot and Lehman Hobbies for allowing us to do this review. Thank you very much.